Good morning, Pravina. Thank you very much for the introduction. Good morning, teachers. It's wonderful to meet all of you here, though it's an online platform on the topic of passionate teachers. Uh, the teaching profession is just like a whirlpool where teachers are attracted by choice or by chance. But the teachers who stay put, not just for salary, not just for comfort, stick here because they are passionate. Pravina, am I right?
Yes.
So, yeah. Uh, so, teachers, what do you understand of being a passionate teacher? Passionate teacher is not somebody who joins the teaching industry for comfort zone. School timing is limited, multiple holidays. Uh, we will have a easy balance of work and home. So we join the teaching field? Definitely not. A passionate teacher inspires hearts. The mother role, the role of a mother played twice. That is a passionate teacher. How a mother inspires her children, basically one or two at home, there we do it in hundreds. Not only inspiring, but also empowering them. You kind of get them ready not only in academics, but also the uh, worldly wise, you get them ready for the world. How? By being passionate. The word itself shows how intensely articulate in your heart, body, and soul you should be to get the children interested towards you. So let's see, what does it mean to be a passionate teacher? I wish it would be an interactive session where teachers would answer this question, but you can do that in the chat box. So it is not a place where you are called and you go to work there just for the sake of salary. It is not a profession. It is a calling, it comes from within. Not every qualified person in B.Ed or M.Ed can be a teacher. It has to come from within. Just reading out what is written on the board, what is written in the book is not helpful for a child. How that material is transmitted in the form of blood is necessary. Is a calling. What are the characteristics of a passionate teacher? You should be enthusiastic about teaching, more so learning. Teachers, you might relate and see as a student how much you have learned is just 25%. But once you started teaching, you must have seen the more you learn practically, more efficiently, effectively you teach your children. So, where is your investment? Not in the awards, rewards, merits, accolades given by the management, but it is in the student's success. One child comes and tells, Teacher, it is because of you I am here. That itself shows we are successful. How can you do that? By building strong relationship with students. It is not bribe here, mind you, teachers. It's not like I am giving you chocolates, I'll give you gifts, so do as I say. Definitely not. You continuously seek to improve your subject knowledge. Automatically, children start getting attracted towards you because you have the subject. And in a very loving, empathetic manner, you get across to the child to see that you build a strong relationship with your student, which will automatically turn the child successful. How? What can you do to be enthusiastic? Create an engaging and a very dynamic classroom environment. If a teacher, just like how I'm doing now, I am not very happy where it is only one sided talk, but sometimes the requirement will be that you have to talk and the recording is done and then it's passed on. So only when there is an interactive session where the teacher asks, children answer, children ask and teacher answers, an engaging kind of a classroom, the enthusiasm is created because the children feel, here is a teacher who listens to us. So we have seen the NEP guidelines where communication skills topmost column is listening. More the teacher listens from the students' end, the children will be very, very interested in sharing things in the classroom. So, how do you build that relationship? By getting connected to the child. It is definitely two-sided interaction. Table this side is teacher, table that side students. But the table is only a physical thing for us to keep things on. It is not a segregation of the two sides because only when the teacher comes out of that zone, outside of the table, meets children halfway, children also come to meet the teachers halfway. That's when you build strong relationships. And when a relationship is strong, emotionally, mentally, physically also, the child will start getting attached to the teacher, wherein whatever the teacher teaches will become law to the child. The child is moving fast with his syllabus because now he understands his teacher. And all that, just being a passionate teacher, you can transmit to the child. You have seen teachers go back the memory lane, and you can see how we were as children. If a teacher walks by and her sari or her dress touches us, you know the exhalation that was there, the butterfly feeling in the stomach. Wow. But today, children just rush about, give a dash, and not even utter a simple sorry to the teacher. So, why this gap has arisen? Because teachers have become mechanical. I understand there are challenges for teachers, completion of syllabus, work pressure, which is difficult to incorporate all these things. But all the pressures on one side, being a student's teacher is on the other side. Once you are able to define that student's teacher role, automatically all the other tasks become easy. So build strong relationship with students. How can you do that? Inspire them, not by shouting, not by giving punishments, but encourage love towards learning. It can be playway method, it can be activity based method, it can be a strong interaction kind of a thing. Always sitting, writing down, noting down points, not necessary. Teacher has the skills of feeling the pulse of the child. And once the teacher is able to catch the pulse of the child, she is very easily, capable of transferring all the knowledge that she has towards her children. So inspire them, encourage them, motivate them, leave them with a thirst of coming back for more in the next class. How is this possible? When the children see how dedicated their teacher is. Children are very smart, isn't it, teachers today? They can see how committed you are towards the students. They can view which teacher is a dedicated one and who is the one who only pretends. Pretends, no teacher tries to do that, show off her knowledge. But a teacher who takes that extra minute, takes that extra mile to help the teacher, to help the students, you know, go a long way, that teacher is looked for. Children look for that kind of dedication from the teachers. And you see, it is mirrored. The children also start copying their teachers. The same dedication that the teacher is transmitting is reflected in the students. This we should look for. As I just now said, it is reflective. Whatever the teacher does is reflected. Children mirror it. They keep seeing how hard their teacher is working. They also try to fit into the same bill. Whenever the teacher evaluates them as to what she has taught, how well they are well versed with whatever she has taught, she sees that they are improving day on day. Why? They are also trying to project the same kind of dedication that teacher has shown towards them in doing whatever they have learned from her. How is this possible? Teacher needs to improvise on the teaching practices. There are multiple ways. I just listed out a few. Moreover, I must say each teacher has a novel way of getting to her child, teaching her child, and that is the uniqueness of each teacher. Why passion matters? As I said, it inspires and motivates the students. They should keep desiring when will be the next class? When will I again be in my teacher's class? You can do that by fostering, what I already mentioned, dedication, enthusiasm, motivation for the child to come thirsty, to come for more. How can you do that? By creating a positive learning environment. Let the child be inquisitive. Don't rush towards giving answers to the child. Create an atmosphere where the child is curious. Because when the child is curious, he will aspire to learn more. And that is why passion matters. Now, as I already mentioned initially, many teachers have that passion, but in the long run, it is killed. The passion dies. Even though the teacher wants to be as passionate as she is, sometimes the challenges that the teacher faces in the classroom, in the school environment, sometimes damages that. How even though the enthusiasm that she is creating in the class, it is difficult because there are some students who might face problems with the teacher and create problems for the teacher. So, how to handle such kind of different difficult students? Teacher has to devise ways and methods. Which major challenge that the teacher faces today is balancing the workload. The workload, NEP has tried to, you know, segregate FAs, essays, divide the syllabus in convenient manner so that it is not taxing to the child as well as to the teacher. It is not rote learning anymore. It is, analytical, logical kind of a understanding teachers want the child to give so that the child also learns lifelong. For that, the teacher again needs to have this practice of self care because unless the teacher is happy about what she is doing, the enthusiasm does not work out. So, teachers, I would advise you people to do have your breakfast at the right time, not shout, be pressured, don't have all these challenges, then you can definitely be a passionate teacher. So here is to all the teachers who walk into the classroom with a smile on their face despite their own personal battles. I applaud to all the teachers who go that extra mile, sometimes skipping their meals, sometimes avoiding family functions, sometimes staying over late at night, again coming early in the morning to the schools. So to see that the children who are there in her classroom do not feel the pinch of whatever she is going through. I thank you, teachers, for being there, listening to me. I share the similar kind of bond, and that is why I felt this topic is appropriate for all of us to listen and understand. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, Pravina, for giving me this opportunity to talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Aruna. If you can stop sharing your screen and turn on your camera, please.
Yes, that I'll do. Has it stopped, Pravina?
Yes, please. Wait.
Thank you.
So wonderful presentation, ma'am.
Thank you
So
very
the
much.
first question, a couple of questions from my end and a couple of questions I received from other speakers. So what makes you love teaching or training?
Well, Pravina, this was, as I said, a calling. So my English ma'am in my 10th class was my motivator. I have not looked back thereafter. I asked ma'am, what should I do to be a teacher like her? Even today, at the end of the day, I just feel, have I touched my English ma'am's little toe? Because the way she has transformed our lives, the entire batch I talk about, Pravina. Today, when we look back, we see her classes as, life transforming. And that was the day I decided I am going to be a teacher, and for that matter, an English teacher. So that passion is still burning strong in me.
Great to know, ma'am. You are blessed to have a teacher like her who motivated you to take up this noble profession. Right.
Right. And one more thing is, I am so proud that I share her name. My ma'am also was Aruna ma'am.
Oh,
I am
great.
so blessed to have the same name as my teacher.
Great. It's a blessing. So, what's your favorite teaching method, ma'am?
I always feel first, empathy is important. Get to know your child. Make the child realize that you are not somebody who is standing tall, towering over him, pushing him to get 100 marks. No. Once we work towards marks and subject, be good with your subject, the child switches off. So I feel that playway method where the child feels that I am learning something new in an activity based way. I feel that is the best way we can reach out to the child, Pravini.
Right. So, being an English teacher, grammar is crucial. So, how do you make some complex topics simple? If you can give me an example.
That's wonderful, Pravina. That is the weak point for many students. Grammar is always considered as something which is boring, which they do not want in the class. They are loving to listen to your non-detailed stories. Even poetry is fine with them, but definitely not grammar. So I never announce what topic I am going to start off, but I try it in a activity-based manner, whether it is tenses, whether it is parts of speech. I simply come into the class and say, so shall we have a quiz today or a game today? And they are fascinated. Game, you say, and they're all ready. So I make four teams because most of the time there are four rows in the classroom and start giving them, examples related to simple present tense, past tense, not naming it though. If this is simple present, simple past, I will not name it, but then I'll start telling them verbs and ask them to give the past form. Like if I say, I am coming to school, I would ask them, if you are going home, what would you say? In the past tense, I went home, you would say, I had been going home. And sixth sense prevails. Children have picked up English skills by listening also. What with movies or what with shows that they watch, they try to relate it and they try to, bring about answers. So that trial and error basis which they do in the classroom is very helpful. The other child correcting them and saying, no, 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 teacher, I think this is the way it is. So I feel grammar also, when it is taught in an interactive manner, either by quiz or show them slides and ask them to work on the slides, I feel that would be the best way to help them out in making it concrete. They will never forget it. The entire class will come to them whenever they think of a grammar class.
So, what's the most rewarding part of teaching?
Appreciation by the children. I have been in the teaching industry for the past 25 years now. I am glad that I'll be celebrating my silver jubilee this October.
Great to know.
And I will never retire. Teaching industry has no retirement. That is there by the government. But yes, I do take classes at home. I do take online classes. And otherwise, for not taking a class, I feel sick. I feel I am not doing what I am doing. So the best thing is when a student comes back to you and says, Aruna ma'am, it is just because of you I am here. That sentence from the student, it is so touching.
It's an
Even
achievement
today,
itself.
exactly. Even today, my 98 batch, they are still connected to me. What can be more rewarding than that?
Absolutely. Absolutely, ma'am. So, how do you stay updated in your subject area?
I didn't get it clearly. Pravina,
I
can you
said,
repeat it?
how do you stay updated in your subject area? Like, though you are an English
Yes.
teacher, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
how do you stay updated in your teaching methods, or like, because technology has taken over the manual book reading session or anything. So, there are
Yes.
different methods of teaching. So, how do you stay updated with the current teaching trends?
Very true. If we are not updated with what is going on presently, we will be outdated, right? The children are more tech savvy nowadays, post COVID, all the more. So, if we have to be with them or in the groove, we also have to update ourselves. So, fascinatingly, I am tied up with Next Education, which is education publishing house. They do conduct sessions regularly for the teachers, where we upgrade ourselves using technology. They kind of tell us, uh, have different kinds of courses wherein we can, at a self pace, upgrade ourselves, tune ourselves to see what all. See, as an English teacher, we only knew talking, conversing, in having a conversation in the class, using only the textbooks, as you mentioned. But today, right from COVID time, we have been taught how to take sessions on Zoom, how to have, other platforms like where we can bring grammar exercises, use Google to give tasks, to give comprehensions, whether it is listening, reading, so that the child does upgrade himself too. So for that, we definitely have to. So though a teacher, we are lifelong learners because if we do not learn, we cannot teach our children.
Exactly. Right, ma'am. So, a question received from a fellow teacher, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Um, can you share a tip for effective lesson planning?
Very well. Thank you, teacher, for asking this question because this is a major challenge faced by teachers too. Though I have seen publishing houses give them a, pre drafted lesson plan, which is annual plan, week on week, day on day, class on class. But we can't stick to it, Pravina. Even to the teacher, I would say the already drafted lesson plan, which is there, is challenging because our children are not like that. They are not columns and rows where we just feed them with whatever is there in the book, in the lesson plan that we have. So I would say it is a teacher's calling. One chapter or one lesson you can plan according to the tempo of your classroom. Now, if you are aware that your child will be able to grasp whatever you are sharing with them sooner, you can move to the next step. No hard and fast rule that you stick to the written word. You
Mhm.
can make it flexible. Yes, there are FAs and essays which are scheduled first 2 3 lessons, next 2 3 lessons. But again, I tell you, modulate it, incorporate. If at all I am talking about English, it will be perhaps a textbook, the main course book, workbook, grammar book. Sync all the three in such a manner that whatever topic you're teaching in the course book is covered both in the workbook as well as the grammar book. That will make your task easy, teacher. So when you're planning your lesson, plan it in such a way that one topic you need not do it thrice because there are 3 books. Club them and see that reiterate it in one way and give the others as assignment, make the children do it in the classroom so that you cement the concept. So that way you will not be using too many classes for one concept.
Mhm.
I hope I have solved given a solution to the same, Pravina.
I'm sure like she got the answer, ma'am.
Thank
So,
you.
Talking about the examinations and assessments,
Mhm.
a set format will be there. But in your view, how should a teacher assess the student in the classroom?
Right. Uh, this is a conventional way of analyzing students where we used to write half yearly exam, annual exam, and then our marks are given, it is done. That
Yes.
is the traditional conventional method. But nowadays, NEP has, as I said, segregated it into different kinds of assessments where we have recitations, where we have practical learning by in the mode of seminars, in the mode of even for little classes, class 1 and class 2 also, the primary classes, we have elocution competitions where the teacher judges or analyzes, evaluates the child not only on his final marks, but it is a everyday assessment. The teacher comes to know which child is really good in, all the four ways of communication, whether it is written, whether it is vocal, writing, anything. Everything is assessment, Pravina. No sitting in an examination hall and writing a 100 marks paper gives us assessment for the child. But then we are assessing the child every class, every period, when we are seeing how the child is reciprocating to our teaching. That itself is assessment for the teacher.
Right. Another question from an educator.
Mhm.
Um, in your career, what kind of challenges did you face, in your teaching career, and how did you
Understood.
overcome them, and what advice would you give to your fellow teachers?
That's wonderful. Praveen, a major thing is I never faced a challenge when it comes to students. There are naughty, tough students in every batch. And as I said, every teacher has a unique way of handling such kind of children. They know how to handle that student because there are some children who work on criticism. Hey, you are not doing good. I know you cannot do it properly. That pinches the child and he tries to prove to you that yes ma'am I can do it. So it is left to the concerned teacher how to handle it. And same way, I worked for degree colleges. I was a principal for a degree college. There, how our boys are, it is a boys college, tall, strongly built with mustache and beard. So you cannot see me, but I am a short statured person. So they used to feel, madam is so short. What will she handle us? But when you open your mouth and when you start subject, that's the first step towards getting attached to your children. When the children know that you have subject material, they will listen to you. As I said, there are some naughty children, but you know how to handle them. So, handling children, I never found it challenging. But what is challenging to the academic sector itself is the monetary levels that the teachers are paid. I wouldn't say we are paid peanuts also because peanut ka chilka bhi nahi aata hai aajkal. And it still continues. There are places where teachers are not paid appropriately, which is a major challenge to teachers because we are answerable again at home. So I really wish the education sector looks into this fact that the most challenging of all occupations is teaching because we are instrumental in giving birth to all the professionals of different occupations, but still our salaries are pathetic. Pressures are definitely there. We get sandwiched between home and work, children at home, children at school, but still our stress is. Uh, Again, as I said earlier, on one side, because once we enter the class, we forget everything. It is only the welfare of our children that we have topmost on the mind. So again, my message for my teachers would be, even though we do not look at the monetary part of it, life requires us, our family requires that we do definitely look into the monetary part of it also. Unless you ask teachers, it is not met. So ask, know your worth, ask, because until you ask, nobody gives. And once you are satisfied, you will do a great job. But sometimes, even that monetary factor does not become any obstruction to us, because on the other side, our children are waiting. So, that passion that is there, look for appreciation from your children and not from the management. Slowly, management also will realize what a good teacher you are, what a major asset you are to their institution. That's all I have to say, Pravina, about that.
Yes, ma'am. So a couple of questions are there, but I think you have covered, these questions. But again, since I need to ask you, the first question again from the educator is, what is the importance of healthy work environment?
Very, very important. Very important, because unless you are in a healthy place, which is non toxic, your work will suffer. Not only your work, but your health also will suffer. So I would definitely warrant a family kind of an atmosphere, though it is professional, where you have positive thoughts, you have give and take, share things. You should not be sitting on things. What share it with your colleagues, share it with your fellow workers, because giving, sharing is learning. The more you give, the more you will learn, is my concept, Ravina. Because whatever I am today, there is a big hand in all the other colleagues in the staff room, where we have expressed concerns, discussed concepts, even discussed how to handle difficult children, because only when we come together, the result is, tremendous.
Yes, ma'am. So the last question is from my end. Teaching profession is a very rigorous job. You carry your work home. How do you balance? How do you create or work on work-life balance?
Definitely. As I said, this is something which is not cut off at the institution. We do carry answer sheets for corrections, making progress cards, if the school permits, and also making notes at home. A major blessing would be a very cooperative family, because unless the family cooperates, it is impossible to do things at home. So I am blessed to have a very cooperative family, my husband, my children. When I start working, nobody comes and disturbs me also. So unless you have that kind of support from your immediate family at home, that would be challenging. If you have extension of support at home, definitely your half job is done, because you come back ready, all set to the classroom the next day. So both the families, family at home and family at work, are a major force for a teacher to work successfully.
Great, ma'am. Thank you for the talk and for patiently answering all the questions, ma'am. Those were repetitive, I know, but
Oh
still,
no,
we
I
all
enjoy it, Ravina. Thank you.
right. We also thank the audience who are not able to attend the event, on camera and all that, but like they have sent me those questions. We also thank the audience for participating in the event in that way. And before I end the session, ma'am, do you have anything else to be mentioned?
A big clap to all my teachers for doing a great work, of empowering minds. A candle, lighting all the other little candles. Keep the work going on. Lovely, enthusiastic, dynamic teachers. Love you all. Take care. God bless you.
You too, ma'am. Thank you. I'll end the session now.
Thank you. Thank you, Pravina.